facts stay sharp, yeah, we never confused. From the streets to the world, get the real, no cap. Breaking headlines, put the truth on the map. Hot. God Peace TV, we bringing the news. Facts stay sharp, yeah, we never confused. From the streets to the world, get the real, no cap. Breaking headlines, put the truth on the map. Fast with the facts, we don't play no games. Reporting what's real, we ain't chasing fame. Call Peace TV, stay locked, stay tuned. If you want the real talk, we deliver it soon. Call Peace TV, we bringing the news. Facts stay sharp, yeah, we never confused. From the streets to the world, get the real, no
Hey
cap.
y'all,
Breaking
hey,
headlines, put the
welcome
truth on the
in,
map. Call
come in, come in, come in.
TV, we bringing the news. Fast with the facts, we don't play no games. Reporting what's real, we ain't chasing fame. Call Peace TV, stay locked, stay tuned. If you want the real talk, we deliver it soon. Call Peace TV, we bringing the news. Facts stay sharp, yeah, we never confused. From the streets to the world, get the real, no cap. Get breaking headlines, put the truth on the map. Call Peace TV, we bringing the news. Facts stay sharp. Yeah, we never confused. Go Peace TV. Stay locked, stay tuned. If you want the real talk, we deliver it soon.
Hey y'all, back with another live for you guys. This live is not going to be that long. As y'all see my title, it says it's always been other suspects. Where are they? That's the question I'm going to continue to ask for a long time. But I just came to, we're going to go back today just a little bit for the ones that haven't seen some of the clippings from when Naziah first went missing. The first clip I'm gonna show is the clip from the detectives and everything searching Rogue River. If I said that right, Rogue River. And they searched there on March 12th, 2024. But I've always questioned, like, I don't know, maybe it's just me. But if they are saying she went missing January the 9th, I'm confused as to, like, why are they searching the river? And the reason I say that, I mean, I got questions, and I'm just putting out what I'm thinking. And you guys can comment back and let me know. But I've always just thought, like, why are they searching the river, water, if during that time it was cold and everything is frozen? Like, how would Jarvis or anybody be able to put her in water if everything is frozen? Because that's why they had to hold off a little bit and do other searches too, because everything was just frozen, solid. Like, I don't know. That's just always been on my mind. And another thing is, like, throughout the searches that the police was doing, the community doing, Shannon and Annette was never nowhere to be seen, and no clippings that the news took or anything. And that's why I say, like, guilty people, you would know guilty people when you see them. They don't want to be seen, heard from. They just want to go hide. And that's exactly what Annette and Shannon has always done. Been in the background. I just sit up and think, like, it's just so sad what happened to Naziah in so many ways. And these other kids. Like, as a mother, as a woman, as a person, as a human being, I could never sit back and let something like this happen. or know something that happened and not step up. It's just mind-boggling, the type of people that live among us. But I want to play this clip, and so let me get into it.
It's West Side, where police are delivering an update on the disappearance of Naziah Harris. Let's listen in.
Ready? Yeah, well, first let me start off by thanking members of the Detroit Police Department, our homicide team, our missing persons team. I also want to make sure I thank the Southeast Dive Team and the Mutual Aid Strike Teams for helping us in our efforts today. The goal, of course, is to bring some closure to the family, to identify where little Naziah is, and that's what we're here for today. You all are very familiar with this case with regards to when she came up missing, but I will highlight it. On January 9th, she was last seen at 3 Mile Drive in Cornwall. On January 10th, the family made a missing report to Detroit Public School Police Department. On February 12th, we met with DPS PD. At that time, I made a decision to take the case over. On February 13th, we got deeply engaged in the case. And our investigative efforts have led us to where we are today, searching this area based on some evidentiary information that we have identified.
Can you talk about this search today and all this coordinated effort? You've got so many agencies here.
Yeah, we've got our local, state, federal partners, the Southeast Dive Team, all at the table assisting us in this search. We've got our own dive team from Detroit Police Department here. Oakland County Sheriffs are here. Wayne County Sheriffs are here. Just a tremendous partnership and effort, all with the goal of bringing some closure to the family.
Chief, this is now the third body of water, I believe, that you all have searched. Is there anything you can tell us about tips that you guys may have received that led you to this, or if this has become a recovery effort at this point?
Well, we get a lot of tips. As you can imagine, our Detroit Rewards TV has provided us a number of tips and other sources, debriefing suspects and things such as that. There is something very specific about this area that we want to take off our list, and that's why we're here today. Unfortunately, as time goes on, it does start to look more like a recovery effort. We're prayerful that that's not the case, but we know how these things unfortunately play out, and there's certain aspects of the case that I am not prepared to discuss right now. That's given us some very serious concerns that it could lean towards that way. But if anybody has any information, knows where she's at or seen her, please let us know so we can investigate all aspects of it.
Chief, could you say if there's a person of interest related to the disappearance?
Well, we have a number of people that we are talking to and looking at. I don't want to classify them as a person of interest yet. We're very concerned about some of the things that they may know about the case, so we're going to be making sure that we debrief them and talk through everything that they know, when the last time she was seen, who the last people she was with. And the case is ongoing. I mean, they have worked tirelessly on this case, 24 hours. We've got investigators under last time she was seen, who the last people she was with. And the case is ongoing. I mean, they have worked tirelessly on this case, 24 hours. We've got investigators under our homicide unit, under our missing persons unit, that have been working tirelessly on this case. So there's a lot of moving parts to it. There's a lot of information and quite a bit of evidence to go through to make a determination on where she's at and who's responsible for it.
We did see the dive team, I believe, got out of the water a little bit ago. Is the search still ongoing for today at this location?
Yeah, it's going to be ongoing for a number of hours. It's a very complex process that they use. They basically take the body of water and grid it out, and then they go through certain parts of the grid, eliminating that grid as where she could be, and that's scheduled to go on throughout the day.
Are there any particular challenges that you guys have been running into while you've been in Clinton Township and Blue River and in your day?
Yeah, I mean, thank goodness the weather's cooperated, so they're not dealing with ice and things such as that, at least on the top levels. But they've run into some literal log jams and things such as that they're working through. And as you can imagine, in this type of environment with the water and debris and things like that, but they're professionals, and this is what they train for, and this is what they do. So we don't anticipate anything not being checked as a result of some problems. But we'll certainly update you if something changes.
Appreciating you may not be able to talk directly about what led you to here in Clinton Township. Can you talk about the timing? Meaning, was this relatively new information and you guys are acting on it? Just wondering about the time lapse and the why now the past week, I guess, if you're able to share.
Yeah, I mean, as you can imagine, I mean, you've been around a long time. There's a very complex part of the way we investigate cases, and new information is timed out based on what we need to do at a particular time. And I mean, it's an ever-evolving process, so it wouldn't really serve me any benefit to give you the interior workings of the investigative process, other than to say that this is a very important area for us to investigate. Now it's the time for us to get here and investigate it, and we're going to continue until we bring her home one way or the other. All right, thank you very much.
And when I listened to like the timeline he gave as to how they ended up at the River Rouge Inn after doing this, doing that on such and such time, it makes me sit back and wonder. I'm like, what the fuck was Annette and Shannon doing over all this time when this baby was gone? Just sitting around? Like, they literally was quiet until they couldn't be quiet no more. Like, how do you just sit around and go on about your daily life like this baby isn't missing? The only way I can think of is because they know where she is. They know what they done to her. And they trying not to get caught. But as y'all heard him say, it's other people that they were wanting to speak with that they felt knew more about the disappearance of Naziah. But in other news, they also said other people that will be arrested in connection to her disappearance. So that's never like wavered, that they always was considering other people. Another thing to me is why, like, if y'all really think about it, Jarvis and King was last seen with her on the night. They both should be persons of interest. And if they cleared King, why they never came out? You know how sometimes they come out and speak on the two last people that were seen with a person, calling them persons of interest. Okay, boom, they do that. But then once they speak with both parties, and if they feel like that they're no longer a person of interest, they will come out and speak about that and say this person is no longer a person of interest. But they like completely making it seem like King was never around. Like they never, why do they not speak on King as being with Naziah and Jarvis that night? Have y'all ever thought about that? Like, that's weird to me. But let's keep going.
Let's continue. For a missing teenager in Detroit, police say Naziah Harris disappeared January 9th. Detroit police tell us suspects are being questioned tonight. 7 Action News reporter Darren Cunningham in Detroit, where he spoke with neighbors who say they're keeping a watchful eye.
And that's another thing. It's going to be a guy in this clip that states that he saw Naziah the day before she went missing on his block. What was she on that block for? Like, what was she doing? Like, it was never no more details given into that. Like, did they question this man further about seeing Naziah the day before? Or did they just drop the ball on that? But let's get into it.
Let's continue. For a missing teenager in Detroit, police say Naziah Harris disappeared January 9th. Detroit police tell us suspects are being questioned tonight. 7 Action News reporter Darren Cunningham in Detroit, where he spoke with neighbors who say they're keeping a watchful eye.
This poster continues to circulate this East Side neighborhood where Naziah Harris was last seen. keeping her photo front and center in the hope she's recognized and this missing persons case is solved.
We praying for the safe return. Everybody I know, we all looking for her.
Residents in Naziah Harris's neighborhood say finding the missing 13-year-old stays top of mind.
My friends, my family, my daughters, they've been looking for her. They have a picture, and we just trying to bring her home safe.
Gregory Height says he last saw Naziah on their block the day of his brother's funeral, the day before she disappeared. Authorities say she was last seen exiting a school.
That's what I'm saying. Like, everybody, you get bits and pieces of certain people saying that they're searching for Naziah. They're talking to the news, but never her own family members, the immediate ones that was taking care of her, that was responsible for her. That's weird. Let's keep going.
13-year-old Naziah Harris stepped off her school bus and disappeared.
Now her family is still waiting for answers and renewing their pleas for someone to come forward with information.
Naziah was last seen back on January 9th at the intersection of Cornwall and 3 Mile Drive.
Now, the primary suspect in her disappearance is a registered sex offender currently being held in the Wayne County Jail.
Well, 7 News Detroit reporter Ryan Marshall is live at the Frank Murphy Hall of Justice in downtown Detroit, where the family will gather for a vigil later this morning. Ryan.
Well, guys, the family of that missing Detroit teen still seeking justice in this case. That includes Naziah's biological father, who exclusively spoke with 7 News Detroit. He is fighting for his own life, but is holding on to find his little girl.
I know the family hopes and prays that she is still alive.
Correct.
But if you get that phone call,
that's why I'm getting back in the ministry.
48-year-old Mervyn Jennings is Naziah Harris's biological father. He says he's tried to reconnect with his daughter for the past 8 years. Jennings says he was only reconnected after 2 Detroit Public Schools police officers tracked him down.
Now, I want y'all to finish, listen to this news clipping all the way to the end of her dad's interview and tell me what y'all pick up on. Because I'm going to tell y'all either way it go, but this stuck out to me.
I said, I've been looking for her. And they looked at each other, and I was like, what's going on? They said, your daughter's missing.
He's dealt with serious medical issues in the 8 years away from Naziah. Jennings has congestive heart failure. He says in April, doctors gave him only 7 days to live. While that prognosis has slightly improved, Mervyn needs a new heart. While dealing with those difficult health challenges, Mervyn says what really hurts his heart.
I believe my daughter was pregnant. Yes.
He says much of the family thinks Naziah was being sexually assaulted by a man who is a convicted sex offender. We're not naming him because he hasn't been officially charged in the case.
Oh, my God. They're like, oh, my God. Oh, my God. You know, what's done in the dark, it's gonna come. It's gonna come. You can't do this. You can't do this, man.
He talked to Naziah's older brother, who says that registered sex offender has been molesting her since she was 12 years old. They are holding out hope that Naziah will come home alive.
Yes, that ending part of it, where the reporter says what Naziah's dad told him, that Naziah's older brother, which is Jarvis, told him that Jarvis was M-wording her since she was 12. Now, that was early on in the investigation when that took place with the interview with the dad. And I'm trying to figure out, how did he know that? Because I don't even think that they knew that around that time, how long he had been M-wording her. I don't think the police and stuff knew that yet. That's very strange that he would be the one to tell Naziah's dad and not Annette and all of them. And that leads me to wonder, is this the reason why Vari kept running away? and why they were always contacting Janelle and Kiwana about this situation. Like, it's so many unanswered questions, y'all. And the thing about this whole situation is, sad to say, and I keep saying it, is that it's so much that went wrong with this case that I see that might get Jarvis to be able to come back up and appeal and try to fight more, because it's a lot of things that's not adding up from what's detectives and things have testified to in the preliminary versus what's on the transcript and what they've said in clippings. Like, nothing makes sense. The times, the days, like, it's so much from that differs between transcripts and what they've actually said. And when you're dealing with stuff like that, oh, it's so iffy. Things gets really messy. But let's keep going. We are about to jump into good old Kim Worthy. And reason why I said that she has fumbled the ball. And I think she rushed into wanting to hurry up and close this case without doing a good enough investigation and getting a lot of more evidence to pin this case and make it stick. And it's because, y'all remember when I said I believe she may have been R-worded at a point in her life because of how she moves and deals with things. She's corrupt because she pinned the case and many more cases on people that she knew didn't do what she claimed that they did. I feel like she's fighting with a lot of issues of her own, and that's why she should be recused from this case, because that can end up coming back and biting them in the butt. So let's get into it.
Not without more funding. Her office still relies on paper files.
There's so much more we can do if we were properly resourced.
Worthy is strong and has to be, as the first woman and first African American to lead her office. But recently, she was hit with a sting of criticism.
There is no excuse for what happened to this child, and Kim Worthy bears much of the responsibility.
A 23-year-old sent to prison unjustly at 15 after confessing to 4 murders. There was sketchy evidence, and now he's a free man.
This was not a case where these allegations were made, they weren't followed up. I don't know to your satisfaction, but we did everything that we could do to follow up from those confessions.
Leadership, though, is in her genes.
My father was the first African-American man from Michigan to graduate from West Point.
But her career was almost derailed. In her 20s, while in law school, Worthy was raped, and she did not tell a soul.
It's more regret than anything else, and a little guilt also, because I didn't report it.
Only 20% of rape cases are ever reported.
I didn't follow through because I thought at the time that would derail me. I believed every stereotype that really still exists about dealing with a sexual assault victim and how they're treated by the criminal justice.
This woman was R-worded in college, never got over it, still feels a way about it. And not even that, she has lost a child of her own. That's why I said she has so much trauma of her own, which can affect her judgment on cases that she deals with. It's just, when you find out things like this, it gets really freaking messy. It does. But let's keep going. And now she resulted into not even having kids of her own no more and just adopting kids. So let's go.
But Worthy will not play the victim card. She is a survivor who delivers a powerful message when she speaks.
Even when I heard you speak to these high school kids, you were like, do not let any challenge or any
thing that may have happened to you bad in life.
Define you.
Define you.
Yes, yes.
Today, Worthy fights for victims of sexual assault battling tooth and nail to have hundreds of rape kits left to rot in storage tested. When I look at you, and I've seen you out.
Now, don't get me wrong. I get that she's trying to help victims that was victimized as like herself, which is a good thing. But then I feel like it comes a point when you derail from the positive thing that you came into this system trying to do, and then you just start pinning cases on people when you half-ass investigate and get evidence that is sufficient enough to keep a person behind bars. So I get the positive part of it that she came into this doing, but child, it's getting sticky.
People cheer.
With me, there seems to be no gray area. Either they really like me or they really don't. And I really don't worry about that.
Worthy is also an advocate for children. She lost her own baby, only 19 days old, and later adopted 3 children, one now in college and 7-year-old twins.
I don't have.
So with all of these things mounting up and boiling over, a defendant can always raise the argument that she don't like men, that she has her own issues about losing kids, and with kids coming up missing, that touches her in a way. And when victims are claimed to be, well, not claimed to be, when you have victims that are R-worded, M-worded, and unalive, oh, that's bound to spill over and touch her in a way that she just want to get a conviction. But enough of me talking. Let's dig into the judge and what she had to say at the end of preliminary. Because everything that we've been saying, she said. And that's no coincidence. Like, everybody see what went down. And this is where I say about like Annette and Shannon, where the fuck are they when they need to be seen? Where's the support when it comes to Zion? Because at the end of this clippings, the camera is going to scroll over. The amount of people that's in that courtroom at that preliminary hearing is shitty. She should have had more support in there from family. Mind you, I didn't see Annette or Shannon. Ain't that about something? This is crazy. This is crazy. So let's get into it.
Sure, I agree with the people that this case is distinguishable. This is a case regarding a trial. And the one thing I had highlighted in pink was the quote, "In this case, there was no physical evidence such as bloodstains or a weapon leaking defendant to Joyce's death. In this case, we don't have the same facts or circumstances." I do agree this is a circumstantial case, and circumstantial evidence is sufficient for a bind over and even conviction. Today is January 9th, 2025, exactly 1 year, from the day Neziah Harris disappeared. Before I get into the charges, and the main charge of premeditated first-degree murder, I have to speak on Neziah Harris and the community who failed her. And I am only presented with certain evidence. I don't know the whole story. The attorneys know more than me, the family knows more than me. But from what I have heard over the last 4 days and 5 days total, is that several people failed her. I don't know where her mother is. I don't know anything other than that she was forced to live in a home where she was not protected or given the adequate attention and love. I don't know where her father is. I don't have any mention of him in her life, no presence. No presence. To Cordell, aka King, and all the men who saw Jarvis Butts hanging out and always around these young girls, including Isaiah, and his 9-year-old daughter going up to the shop to clean up his shop. The school counselor who never showed up, or the person who was supposed to show up if that counselor was absent, after Isaiah was on the floor on the day she went missing, saying that she needed to speak to someone and speak to a counselor. There's no mention of CPS, but I wonder what their involvement was over the years, because this was not just a one-year thing. There are text messages at least from 2022. To her adoptive grandmother, Annette Harris, whose testimony, in my opinion, was very questionable. I understand why the people put her on the stand to establish Naziah's residence and the houses on Bedford and the regular routine, to establish also that Naziah was not a runaway child, that she was not a bad kid. I do believe she adopted Naziah. I do believe that she had 6 kids in the house. I believe that Naziah had on a dark hoodie the day she went missing, and that she had on red and black Nikes that day. What is hard to believe is that the defendant never came into the house as she testified. And there was also a minor that testified that he did as well. Text messages that show between him and Naziah that he did in the basement, saying he was going to the shower, stealing her panties. He was always lurking around that house and asking for Janiyah and Zaniyah, from what I know. I even thought about the breakfast routine and saying that all the kids like eating breakfast at school. Did they have a choice? I don't know. But to always send those girls up there to clean up the shop raises questions. And how were there 2 women in that house who have birthed children themselves who did not notice that Naziah was pregnant, and I believe she was, and not having her period anymore? But then after hearing text messages today, begging Jarvis for pads as if she didn't have anyone else to give them for her. And what stood out the most was when Annette Harris stood on the stand, and she learned around 6 p.m. that Naziah did not come home from school, and said she looked around for her and decided to wait until the next morning to call the police. Of being devastated. And to her Aunt Shannon, who also showed no emotion, expression of being devastated from Naziah going missing. She stated that she had friends help look for Naziah, but was directed to just wait until the morning to call the police. A grown woman who likely suspected something strange going on didn't feel the need to call the police either. They were both able to go to sleep at night without hearing from Naziah or having any indication that she was coming home at night. And of course, who I will get to in a minute. I don't know who else failed Naziah, but the community did. As far as the people establishing probable cause, I will focus on count 1, as it's been stated that there is no contention with counts 2 and 3. In count 3, I will amend based off of the motion and the testimony I heard that Naziah was 12 and not 13 at the time that Jarvis Butts had sexual intercourse with her. The prosecution is correct. You do not have to have a body to establish first-degree premeditated murder. It would have been a much shorter exam had her body been found, but this is where we are. In the last 3 murdered by Jarvis Butts. Mr. Butts, stand up. You've been sitting over there for 4 days with your head down, getting between and behind your attorney with your mask on and taking vigorous notes. I want you to pay attention and listen to everything I have to say. I have been trying to figure out for the last 5 days, you. At one point, I thought you were cognitively impaired in the beginning of this exam. And then maybe you had the brain of a 10-year-old, and that's why you were doing such things. But as I heard more and more testimony, you're just a true definition of a pedophile. Watching you laugh and brag about all the women you have with different women and the children and the girlfriends, and making babies to groom them, and having them in your presence, cleaning up your shop, and the little girls around you, has landed you here today. You groomed Nazaya. You played mind games with her. We all heard that. You controlled her emotionally. She was exposed to so much at such a young age. The text messages between you two were disgusting to hear. And to think that she had you saved in her phone as a babe for life. And while I mentioned other people that failed her, Jarvis Butts, you were the monster in this whole picture. She did deserve love from her parents and everyone who was in her life. She was ignored, she was neglected, and you took complete advantage of that. She wanted someone to love her, and she will never know what that feels like. Your children deserve more. As much as defense counsel has raised issues on count 1, all it has done is raise the question of fact for the trier of fact, which means that this will be for a jury or a judge to hear at Third Circuit. I pray for the healing of all the victims and the young girls and possibly boys who have come into contact with you as a community.
And that's why I said also in the beginning too, like, if he's doing all of these things, what makes us think that he never touched them boys? I really wholeheartedly believe he was touching the boys too. Because why would, if nobody knew nothing that was going on between Nazaya and Jarvis or had an inkling of anything, why would Vari try to fight Jarvis? Because Nazaya was in the front seat of his car with him. If everybody just thinks it's uncle-niece relationship. It's like a whole lot of things that's going on. And the sad thing about this, y'all, is we probably will never, ever know what really happened with Nazaya or where she is. And that's just the sad truth about this. We probably would never freaking know. It's sad. And to have people that took care of someone from yay high all the way to a teenager, people that's supposed to love you, care for you, nurture you, all these things, and they turned their back on this baby. They didn't care about her. And that's just sad. Let's finish listening to her.
Do the right thing and tell us where she's at, please. I'm sorry, Judge. Just do it, Jarvis.
Where is she at, Jarvis?
Just tell us.
You don't gotta know before.
Judge, I'm sorry. I'm not trying to disrespect your court.
Can you all can turn off the cameras, please? As well as.
And then the even more crazier thing about this situation is that you got an auntie, Shannon, well, supposed to be Auntie Shannon, that cares more about a ninja than her niece because she was envious and jealous of her niece. That she would do anything in her power to keep screaming to the top of her lungs that Jarvis didn't do this to Nazaya. Jarvis is a cool dude. I can smoke and chill with Jarvis. And bitch, please. Out of all this stuff that y'all hear about this man, and all these women still communicate with him, even knowing that he possibly didn't touch their own kids that's by him or not by him. What this man got over them, I don't even know. But Shannon, out of all people, it's that it's no worse for her. But the man that she's proud of, and she proclaimed to be innocent and cool, and she loves so much, and was willing to have all these kids by. This is what he thinks about her.
Your motherfucking people. Your brother literally asked me, why am I still fucking with you?
See, bitch, you are simply fucking retarded, man. Everybody that knows Shannon know, nigga, what the fuck it is. See, you the only dumb bitch because you the newcomer. You don't know nothing about nothing, man. And I'm tired of fucking keep arguing with you about some motherfuckers that I know don't belong to me. And as far as you...
He said everybody that knows Shannon knows what the fuck it is, and he ain't finna keep arguing about a motherfucker that don't belong to him. He never claimed Shannon. That's what that tells me. He never claimed this woman, but she always was proud to claim him. Why? Why? Never. Not even that, y'all. The way he talks to these women, all of them. I can just imagine how he talks to all of them just by listening to the conversation between him and this fiance, baby mama, whatever she is. Let's go back to that.
Your motherfucking people. Your brother literally asked me, why am I still fucking with you?
See, bitch, you are simply fucking retarded, man. Everybody that knows Shannon know, nigga, what the fuck it is. See, you the only dumb bitch because you the newcomer. You don't know nothing about nothing, man. And I'm tired of fucking keep arguing with you about some motherfuckers that I know don't belong to me. And as far as you don't belong to me. And as far as you lying about my motherfucking people saying that whole shit, stop playing with me, bro. Try that reverse psychology on another nigga, not me, man. Stop playing with me, bro. You just want to make up some fuck shit, dog. Stop playing with me, man. And you wonder why. You wonder why. You want a motherfucker to do everything, but you ain't motherfucking changing. I'm tired of your fucking crazy ass, dog. Gave you a motherfucking ring, bitch, and you think you done went fucking retarded. Stop fucking playing with me, bro. I'm not that nigga, man. Stop playing with me. That nigga, man. Stop playing with me.
Bitch, who the fuck got a lie on your motherfucking people? Your brother literally asked me, why am I still fucking with you? He asked me that. Along with him saying, your sister said, oh, you know your brother had another baby. And he said, I don't care. I don't want to know about no more kids this man done had. So who the fuck lying? You think I'm gonna just come off the top of my head with some bullshit? Bitch, ain't nobody got a motherfucking lie to you. And like the motherfucker I said, bitch, you just gave me that motherfucking ring because you know I don't want your ass.
Like, y'all, I can't make this up. This is fuckery at its best. Like, it literally is. It made me just lose my train of thought of what I was about to say to y'all. These was bottom of the barrel ass women that accepted anything. And man, Shannon was arguing with these women, knowing what she was dealing with. Like, you knew who Jarvis was. You knew he was never claiming you. Yet you take your niece out, allegedly, but you didn't do nothing to none of these women, but you take your niece out. We got to make this make sense. It's so many unanswered questions I have, so much that's running through my mind about this whole case. It's shit everywhere. I don't even think it's possible to make a lot of this make sense. But we work with what we got. And what we got right now is the fact that she's missing. We don't know what actually happened to her. We have family that don't give a fuck it's just sad. When you just sit back and think about the whole situation, it's really, like I said, and I just wish that this would have never happened to Nasiah. That baby didn't deserve this at all. At all. But this is just some stuff that I got on my mind. Got a whole lot of more stuff that's on my mind, but I'll say that for another day. I just don't get it. I just don't get it. I think we'll never understand the type of mindset of a man like that. That's capable of just doing everything that he did and just how he just into kids. How are you into babies? And like the judge said, like she thought he was incompetent. She thought he had a mind of a 10-year-old because of the things that was being said that he did and with other kids. Y'all, it makes my skin crawl just to even think about it and try to speak on it. But y'all like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell. And basically, I'm just waiting to trial and see what else comes out in trial. But my stance is I don't think it's going to be too much more than what we already know and what has been presented. And if that is the case, oh, we're fucked. We're fucking fucked, I feel like. Because I don't think that it's enough to put him behind bars, yes, for the SN and all that. Now, he can go behind bars for the rest of his life for that. But for the M word, I don't feel like it's enough. But y'all like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell. I'm out. Bye.
Bringing the news, facts stay sharp, yeah, we never confused. From the streets to the world, get the real, no cap. Breaking headlines, put the truth on the map.
Yo, fast with the facts, we don't play no games. Reporting what's real, we ain't chasing fame. Call Peace TV, stay locked, stay tuned. If you want the real talk, we deliver it soon. Peace TV, we bringing the news. Facts stay sharp, yeah, we never confused. From the streets to the world, get the real, no cap. Breaking headlines, put the truth on the map. Yo, fast with the facts, we don't play no games. Reporting what's real, we ain't chasing fame. Call Peace TV, stay locked, stay tuned. If you want the real talk, we deliver it soon.